This is Universal Studios Hollywood, and I've travelled all the way from the UK to go to some of the California parks, including this one. It is home to some attractions you may have heard of, like Harry Potter and Super Nintendo World, and in August 2024 I went to this park for the first time. So we were able to get early park tickets to go to Super Nintendo World, so obviously that's where we went first. And because the park is on a very tall hill, you have the upper lot and the lower lot. So we have to take this very long escalators.
One eternity later.
We finally got to Super Nintendo World. As we entered the land, we went through the pipe, as you see in the game, and as soon as we stepped out through that pipe, we saw this amazing area which looks absolutely incredible. If you're familiar with the games, it looks pretty much just like that, but in real life. And as we're the first people in the park, we headed straight to Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. As you went through the queue, they had some amazing theming, including this massive Bowser statue, as well as some of the trophies you can earn through the Mario Kart series. The ride was basically a 5-minute wait, so we basically went straight onto the ride. And we had to wear this Mario hat, because on the ride it uses AR to help you interact with the different things happening throughout the ride. To be honest though, you probably don't even need the goggles throughout the ride. The scenery itself is basically a ride in itself. The whole point of the ride is to get as many coins as you can, and obviously I got the most coins. As we got off the ride, the park wasn't even open yet, so we had two choices to make. We either go back on Mario Kart or buy the $40 wristbands and go to the interact rides throughout the area. And let's be honest, I'm not paying $40 for a band that I would only use once in my whole entire life. So we went back on Mario Kart. This time it was 20 minutes, but the ride is going to be popular throughout the day with over 60 minutes, so we might as well go back on the ride. So by the time we finished our second ride, the park had already opened. And because we're in the lower lot, no one's going to be down here because it's going to take ages to come down those escalators. So we went to Jurassic World, the ride. This ride takes you around the dinosaur exhibits, but the Indominus Rex escapes from its paddock, and so you have to try and escape it before plummeting down an 84-foot drop. The ride has some great theming throughout and has a very good solid drop at the end. With its updated animatronics and theming, it definitely is better than Jurassic Park River Adventure back at Universal Orlando.
Okay.
So that ride was a short wait as well. So we're then able to go on the Transformers ride, which was also a 10-minute wait. This is a trackless dark ride, which takes you through 3D screens and theme props from Transformers. This ride is definitely one of the best rides in the park due to the thrill of the ride and the great theming throughout. As we headed back up the very long escalators, you get a great view of the surrounding area, and we also got to see construction of the new Fast and Furious coaster coming in 2026. During our visit, it was the 60th anniversary of the studio tour. On the tour, we saw behind the scenes of actual movie sets, including Jaws and War of the Worlds, which was very impressive to see in real life. There was even a 360 3D experience of King Kong and Fast and Furious. After, we had a reservation for Toadstool Cafe. So we headed back down the escalators, back into Super Nintendo World, and into Toadstool Cafe, where I had some very nice theming, especially for a restaurant. I ordered the Fireflower Spaghetti Meatballs and the Question Block Tiramisu. They had a great selection of food, and I definitely recommend it if you're visiting Universal. And yes, I know we probably aren't doing these rides in the best order, but we headed to Kung Fu Panda Adventure. This ride is definitely one of the worst in the park. I wasn't too sure what we were expecting. The queue line isn't great, but they had some nice misters there because it was very warm. But it was basically a 4D cinema, so not the best inside a theme park. Then we went to one of the older rides in the park, the Simpson ride, which definitely wasn't worth the 50-minute wait. But every other ride we hadn't done already was just as long, so we decided to do this one first. This queue line isn't as bad as Kung Fu Panda, but isn't great either. It's just a massive castle pen with a couple pictures scattered around. Then we headed into Hogsmeade. We didn't try butterbeer, but we headed to Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, which has some great theming throughout the whole entire queue line, and we even got to meet Harry Potter himself. Well, kind of. This ride is a great immersive dark ride. Throughout the ride you encounter some great animatronics, including a dragon and Dementors. You even get to fly around Hogwarts It's definitely a great ride and definitely one of the best in the park due to the immense theming of the ride and queue. And after the ride, we saw that Flight of the Hippogriff was only on a 25-minute wait, considering this ride normally gets 45 minutes upwards wait time. So we quickly headed to there. I mean, it's not a great coaster considering how long you have to wait for it, but it's another credit to the coaster count, so I'll take it. Now, there wasn't many rides left to do, and it's getting near the end of the day, so we headed to the Secret Life of Pets, which is a great immersive dark ride, once again, but it was on an hour wait. But the queue was so slow. I don't think the capacity on this ride is very good in my opinion. I've never seen a queue go so slow in my life, but at least this dog was having some fun. And after that, I had a very important decision to make. Do I go to Revenge of the Mummy the ride and get the coaster credit, or go to Waterworld, which I have been anticipating the whole day? And of course, I went to Revenge of the Mummy the ride. Why did I not get the coaster credit? And obviously, I was disappointed not to see Waterworld, but this indoor coaster took me by surprise. I didn't realise how fun this ride was going to be. The launch was very forceful, and the ride layout was actually pretty decent for an indoor coaster. I didn't know, but you actually went backwards as well. It was definitely a top 3 ride of the day.
Nice.
And after a very long day at Universal Studios Hollywood, we had to end our day by going up the escalators. But it was definitely a good day at Universal Studios Hollywood. I would definitely recommend going if you've never been before. And overall, it's definitely a very solid park and will be even better when the new coaster opens in 2026.
What the hell?
If you've enjoyed the video, why not click on this video? It's free, so why not?